trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, everybody. We start with the weather once again as we take a live look outside this afternoon over Providence with our Skycam. Still a nice day, but our mugginess is building out there. Chelsea's in the Weather Center with our first forecast. Hi, Chelsea.
Hi, Doreen. We're looking at sunshine across the area once again today, and those temperatures outside right now are very similar to where they were yesterday at this time, but we are feeling more muggy with dew points in the mid-60s and breezy as well. That wind coming in from the south-southwest today, currently sustained at 20 miles per hour, and that's going to continue to pump in some humidity as we head through the afternoon and evening hours. Temperatures across the area for our inland spots in the low to mid 80s range, warmer up in Norwood and Boston right now. Along the immediate coastline, temps are in the mid to upper 70s, and that's because that breeze from the southwest is continuing to pick up. So it's the inland spots that are running maybe a few degrees warmer than where they were yesterday at this time along the coastline. Very similar to where we were yesterday at this time. You're seeing full sunshine right now, but there are some clouds up to our north and our west, and we're going to be tracking a line of a few isolated showers and some thunderstorms developing into the afternoon and evening hours. Now, the higher risk of some of those storms is mainly northwest of us. It looks like that line should fizzle as it gets closer, but you'll get some clouds and the slight chance of an isolated shower or rumble of thunder, especially for our areas farthest northwest, line weakening as it moves towards southeastern Mass. I'll have a full breakdown of what to expect for this evening and in the coming days in just a few minutes. Doreen?
Chelsea, thank you. And new at noon today, Providence Police releasing a mid-year report this morning, giving us a look into how the city is fighting crime and trying to tackle gun violence. ABC6 News reporter Yanni Tregellis is live outside police headquarters with more. Yanni?
Yeah, Doreen, shootings, burglaries, and robberies are down throughout the city through the first half of this year. Providence police say there have been 15 shooting incidents in the first 6 months of the year. That number down from 25 in the first half of 2021. They also say they're seizing more guns, with 134 already seized so far this year versus 210 in all of 2021. Providence police releasing their mid-year crime report Tuesday, highlighting and reviewing the city's efforts to curb crime and gun violence in Providence.
Laser focused on gun violence, and we've done an excellent job, but that could change tonight.
In the first half of 2022, police have seized 134 guns off the streets. That number well on its way to surpassing 2021's full-year total of 210. That number including 5 over this past weekend. And as the strangle on guns continues by police, crime continues to move in a downward direction. So far this year, there have been 4 homicides in Providence, down from 10 in the first 6 months of 2021.
Because every single time those numbers decline, those are real people, real families that don't have to suffer the consequences of this.
Other crimes also on the decline. Police report robberies are down once again, totaling a 65% drop since 2011. And burglaries falling off by 78% in that time. This downward trend of crime and gun violence a pleasing sight for police, who say they have put on a full force on gun control since a dangerous second half of 2020, which saw 49 shootings across the city.
You know, the data is the data. We're pleased with the data. Too many people are getting shot, too many guns in the street. We're not going to solve it by, taking all the guns off the street. It's just impossible. But taking them out of the hands of people that have the propensity to shoot other people is what we're laser focused on.
And police also noting that they have made 26 gun arrests in recent weeks, also saying that they just recently seized 9 guns in addition, a few weeks ago, in addition to those 5 that they just seized a few weeks ago this past weekend. And they say that their biggest concern right now is semi-automatic handguns as well as high-capacity guns. Reporting live in Providence, Yanni Tregellis, ABC6 News.
All right, Yanni, thank you. And also new this noontime, a second arrest attributed to the Untested Rape Kit Initiative. Bristol County DA Tom Quinn's office says 28-year-old Dylan Pont is under arrest from a 2012 rape of a 16-year-old girl in New Bedford. Her rape kit from the hospital was among over 1,000 that were never fully tested by the state lab. Until now, thanks to a federal grant program. This is the second arrest from the new testing. The victim in the case says she is relieved and grateful. Pont is due in court in August. A Portsmouth man arraigned this morning on charges related to white supremacist flyers posted in East Providence earlier in the month. Stephen Feria pled not guilty and was released on $2,000 personal recognizance. According to East Providence police, they got a call about a group of men hanging flyers on poles right near the Gordon School last month. Officers saw 5 men with flyers and staple guns. They arrested Feria and Austin Conti of Yuma, Arizona for obstruction of an officer and violation of a city ordinance. The 3 other men were not charged. Police say they're part of a white supremacist group. Also in court today, the Providence mother charged with manslaughter after allegedly leaving her 2 daughters at their Lucy Street home at the time of a fire in 2020. That fire killed both of Ingrid Sandoval's daughters. DCYF investigated and determined that neglect contributed to both deaths. Sandoval's 2 daughters were on the 2nd floor of the home when the fire broke out while she was allegedly going to the supermarket down the road. Sandoval was released on bail. She's due back in court in September. And a final return home for a Marine from New Bedford. This afternoon, the body of U.S. Marine Corps Sergeant Samuel Demers will arrive at T.F. Green, followed by a procession to New Bedford. The 25-year-old died unexpectedly June 20th. He's survived by a wife and daughter. He'll be laid to rest on Friday. Flags in the city are flying at half-staff in his honor. The Providence City Council will move forward with a hybrid proposal that would change some school board seats to elected positions. The Charter Review Commission for the City Council made that recommendation last night. All school board seats are currently appointed by the mayor. The new proposal would call for 10 total school board members, half appointed, half elected. Elections would begin in 2024. And state leaders in Massachusetts announcing plans for a $500 million tax relief package. It includes increases in credits for older residents, lower-income workers, and others with dependents. A group of Democratic senators putting out a statement this week saying the changes to the tax code will reduce income inequality and lessen the impact of inflation. These tax proposals, coupled with the economic relief payments announced last week, bring the state legislature's proposed relief package to $1 billion. And tennis star Andy Murray is in Newport playing at the International Tennis Hall of Fame today. It's Murray's first time in Newport since 2006. The tournament director told us Murray's presence has driven up ticket sales and led to a lot of phone calls wondering when he's playing. Today is the 2nd day of the tournament. Still to come here on ABC6 News at noon. Hearings continue this afternoon for the January 6th committee, looking into connections between Trump and extremist groups. And Twitter taking Elon Musk to court over a failed takeover deal. And later, the NASA images everyone is talking about, giving us a new view of our universe. Now to political news. Today in Washington, the House committee investigating January 6 focuses its latest hearing on exploring potential links between former President Trump, his inner circle, far-right extremist groups, and the planning of the deadly Capitol insurrection. ABC's Justin Finch reports.
In its 7th public hearing, the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection is expected to take a closer look at this December 19th tweet from former President Trump. The committee claims this tweet was signaling violence to Trump's far-right extremist supporters like the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers, but also people like Stephen Ayers. Ayers, an Ohio man who referenced Trump's December 19th tweet and warned of civil war before traveling to D.C. and joining the mob that stormed the Capitol. Ayers has pled guilty to illegally entering the Capitol. Today's hearing will also feature Jason Van Tatenhove, who used to be a spokesman for the Oath Keepers. Shortly before Trump's December 19th tweet, the committee says the former president and close associates, including lawyer Rudy Giuliani and Pardon General Michael Flynn, attended a lengthy meeting where they allegedly discussed topics ranging from seizing voting machines to appointing a special counsel to investigate election fraud. Trump's White House counsel, Pat Cipollone, was there too, and now the committee has his videotaped testimony.
He did interview with us for 8 hours and provide very insightful information.
Former White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson placed Cipollone at the center of many key discussions around the Capitol riot, including Cipollone warning they would all be in legal jeopardy if Trump joined the angry mob at the Capitol on January 6th, where Congress was certifying the election.
We're going to get charged with every crime imaginable if we make that movement happen.
The January 6th committee has described Cipollone's testimony as valuable, noting Americans will be seeing it featured in upcoming hearings. Former President Trump has been attacking the hearings on social media, calling the committee a kangaroo court. Justin Finch, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
And ABC News will air the hearing this afternoon live starting at 1 o'clock. When that event starts, we'll take it live right here on ABC6. And still to come on the news at noon, TikTok training, how the site is hoping to help small businesses. And we'll check in with Chelsea for the full 7-day forecast right after this. Back now with your consumer news. It's Amazon Prime Day. The annual online sale features some of the best deals Amazon gives members all year. This year, Prime Day also features deep discounts on subscription services like a year of Grubhub Plus for free or Paramount Plus for 99 cents a month. But Twitter is still trying to force Elon Musk to keep his promise and buy the company. Its lawyers say Musk's efforts to spike the deal are, quote, invalid and wrongful. Musk last week said he was abandoning the $44 billion bid, citing what he calls misleading information about spam accounts. And meantime, Twitter is expanding a feature to easily remove yourself from a conversation. The feature, called Unmentioning, will untag your username from a conversation that you no longer want to engage in. Twitter has tested Unmentioning with limited users. It's now available to all users. And TikTok is offering a new training program to help small businesses use the platform. The 6 weeks program includes a guide on how to advertise on TikTok. A recent poll found nearly 60% of owners felt the site helped their businesses.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Well, it's another day with a lot of sunshine and temperatures at the coastline in the 70s range, inland spots in the low to mid 80s. So a couple similarities compared to yesterday, but a couple of differences outside today as well. You're noticing the breeze, first of all, picking up, and that breeze is bringing in more muggy conditions. So a beautiful view over Block Island, but if you are making today a beach day, keep in mind that there's a moderate rip risk with that wind continuing to climb out of the southwest, sustained 15 to 20 miles per hour, some gusts coming in over 20 miles per hour into the afternoon, which does keep us a little bit cooler at the beaches compared to our inland spots. And again, there's certainly more of a muggy feel outside today. Temperatures are in the low to mid 80s for our inland spots, similar to yesterday and seasonable for this time of year. But we factor in that humidity that's starting to climb and has been doing so all morning and will continue to do so into the afternoon. And we do feel a couple of degrees warmer than the actual temp, feel like temperature of 85 in Providence. And again, the actual temperature right now is 83. Now, as we head through the afternoon, you're looking at temperatures topping out in that low to mid 80s range. Average high is 84 degrees. We were at 84 yesterday. We'll be at 84 again today. Tomorrow, though, we have that shot of hitting 90 degrees. So we've had a couple of 89-degree days. It looks like we'll be hovering right around 90 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Dew point's actually a little bit lower tomorrow. Still muggy, still warm. We stay muggy and warm on Thursday. Little bit of a break from the heat on Friday, but it's still feeling pretty muggy outside. We're going to stick with 80s as we head into the weekend. Breeze right now is coming in out of the southwest, sustained 10 to 20 miles per hour. So the sustained winds alone are giving you that breezy feel, and the gusts are coming in 25 to 30 miles per hour outside right now. So definitely a breezy afternoon, and that's all ahead of an approaching cold front. Now, typically cold fronts bring in cooler air once they move through, more comfortable air once they move through. And we'll get a little break in the humidity as we head into tomorrow, but overall, we're still looking at a few really muggy days ahead of us and warm days ahead of us. Into the afternoon leading up to that cold front getting closer, dew points are going to be in the mid to upper 60s range, right around 70 degrees, talking about some very humid air in place. We wake up early tomorrow morning. It is very humid outside. There's likely some patchy fog because of the high humidity. And we're looking at dew points that stay in the low to mid 60s for tomorrow afternoon. So not quite as high as this afternoon, but still muggy out there. We continue to see those dew points staying in the 60s as we head into Thursday, gradually climbing as the day goes on ahead of another approaching front. Today, you're seeing sunshine outside. There's some clouds and a few isolated showers starting to pop up to our north and our west. We're going to watch this activity as it gets closer, and you can see about 6 or 7 o'clock, some stronger storms up to our north and our west, but so often what happens, line kind of fizzles as it comes through us here in Rhode Island and into southeastern Mass. So we're going to watch for a few isolated showers and storms into the evening hours, but overall it's hit or miss and very, very isolated. Another round of a few isolated showers or rumbles of thunder into Thursday as well. Heat and humidity continuing in the coming days. The chance for severe weather has spread a little bit farther east, but still really focusing in on western Mass and western Connecticut, line weakening as it does push through southern New England. We're warm and muggy today. It's a windy afternoon with temps in the mid 80s. We have some evening showers or isolated thunderstorms possible. Again, the risk is low, especially the farther southeast you go. By tomorrow morning, we'll have some patchy fog to start the day. Tomorrow looks hot and humid with high temperatures around 90, 80s at the beaches. 7-day shows temperatures staying pretty warm through the entire 7-day. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thanks. Now to some news that's trending today. We're getting our first look at some amazing new images from a NASA telescope showing us our universe like we've never seen it before. Casey Cant says more.
Well, let me tell you, you don't have to be some big-time space enthusiast to appreciate these latest images released by NASA. These are from the James Webb Space Telescope, and NASA says what the telescope has captured are the deepest images of the universe that we as humans have ever seen before. And what you're looking at, these pictures are capturing galaxy upon galaxy upon galaxy, and officials say the size of what you see in these pictures is the size of a grain of sand held at an arm's length. Absolutely incredible. Can't wait to see more.
Wow, Still to come here on ABC6 News at noon. It's Pick of the Litter Day. Meet Choco Taco, the sweet 2-year-old dog looking to be the only pup in your home. That's next.
Pick of the Litter, brought to you by Moriarty's Invisible Fence.
Welcome back. It's Tuesday. That, of course, means it's time for Pick of the Litter. Wade and Katie are here today, and you brought Choco Taco with you today.
We did. Choco Taco came to us from one of our southern cooperating shelters.
Okay.
She is 2 years old. She's a beautiful tan, silvery color.
She's gorgeous and really soft, too. She's super soft. I didn't expect it.
She reminds me very much of Washington, who was here 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
Who still hasn't been adopted.
Oh, okay.
And like Washington, there is no adoption fee for Choco Taco.
Okay.
The reason for that is that Choco Taco has a strong prey drive.
Okay.
She's great with people. We actually think she's good with children, 10 and up. We don't want them to be too small.
Sure.
But she's a one family type of dog that needs to be inside and needs to be on a leash. But we think she's going to be great in a family setting. She is a staff favorite. She's a volunteer favorite. She does very well in the kennel, but she just has been there for a while, so we really want to try to get her a home.
Oh, she's so sweet. She came in and said hello to everybody in the newsroom, had to stop by, and was just excited to be here, and is a gorgeous, gorgeous girl, and seems really well behaved right now while she's been sitting here with us for the last few minutes or so.
Yeah,
I think she'd fit well in a lot of
we
situations.
do. She's a mix of indeterminate origin. It looks to me like she does have some pit in her, but we don't know for sure what she is. She's just a sweet girl.
Yeah, all right. It's summertime. You can get outside and enjoy adopting a dog. Perfect time of year to do it. So if you are interested in sweet Choco Taco here, you can contact the RSPCA at 401-438-8150. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, sweet girl.
Oh, thank you, guys. Still to come here on ABC6 News at noon. Beat the heat with some cold, hard cash. Details on a sky-high Mega Millions drawing tonight. And Chelsea has another look at your afternoon forecast right after this. Well, there is a chance that someone in the U.S. could become a multimillionaire within the next few hours. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is worth $440 million, nearly $248 million in cash. This is the largest prize the lottery has offered in about 14 months. If someone does come up with all the right numbers, the payday would be the 11th largest prize in Mega Millions history.
You got your ticket, right?
I did. Well, I turned it into a work assignment.
There you go.
And went out and got a ticket
Got
this
it
morning.
done.
Yeah, I actually bought a ticket
There you
today.
go.
So there you go.
I
No,
have
you
yet to
can't
do it.
forget.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I
I'll
haven't
text
done
you
it yet.
later.
Okay.
Make sure you get one.
I'll make sure I get out.
Otherwise,
and get one.
I'll share.
Oof, that would be tough.
That'd be painful
That
if
would
I
be-
won and you didn't. You forgot to buy.
That would be tough. That would be very tough. I'm sure we'd go on a very nice vacation, right? Today's a
Of
good day.
course.
Today's a good day for spending some time outside. Breezy, sunny, humid, temperatures in the mid-80s. We have the risk of a few isolated showers and thunderstorms this evening. Tomorrow looks hot and muggy. Thursday looks warm and muggy with another round of a few isolated showers on Thursday. A little bit cooler on Friday, but we stay warm into the weekend.
All right, sounds good.
Good luck.
Beating the heat tomorrow. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, don't forget. That's going to do it for us for now. The news continues. First at 4. Have a great day, everybody.